Alrighty, welcome back to Act 4, Lower City. We kind of dealt with Minago. I didn't really want to let her go in the end, but there was no save game. I didn't want to replay 1.5 hours of stuff, so here we go, and we're going to deal with the consequences. Okay, that's the only route that we haven't taken yet, climb the rooftop. Alright guys, that's enough. I get it. It won't happen again. Oh, just not my eyes. Not my eyes. Move your hand, scum. Or we'll break the other one too. I said move it. A group of demons, laughing with glee, was kicking a skinny babo curled up on the ground. Not your eyes? Oh, fine, then your belly. Have some of this. What are you doing? You're hurting him. Amber dashes toward the demon laid on the ground, shielding him from the blows. Stop. Why are you doing this to him? Huh? What's that? The demons goggle at the girl. I'm just a mortal, weak and silly. Compared to you, I'm a mayfly. One moment I'm here, the next I'm gone, but you'd better listen to what I tell you, because I've lived more than you have. Oh, so she's a goddess? Listen to her carefully. This might be the most... No, say nothing. The demon draws close to the girl and looks her over with contempt. What's with all the riddles? What do you mean you've lived more than us? It's very simple. I haven't lived very long, but I have friends, those I can protect. Those who are glad to see me. There are many sad things, but I still know what happiness is. But you? Beating, biting, fearing, hating each other. Are you really happy? And if you aren't, is this any kind of life? So yeah, I've lived a lot, but you've spent centuries and centuries without really living. Bah! This mortal brat, this lump of meat is going to preach to us? The demon gives a predatory sniff, bends down and shows off his mouth filled with sharp teeth. You know what makes me happy? Gobbling up tasty pieces of meat like you. Amber looks at him serenely. She reaches out and strokes his horned head with her burnt palm. Poor thing, you are so hurt and scared all the time. You feel a bit better for a while when you torture others and forget about your own suffering, but is that really happiness? The demon recoils from her touch. There's a combination of surprise and terror on his fearsome face. Are you crazy or something? Stop talking to me! The demon stands around Amber. Their faces show caution and rapacious interest. It is clear that they are slightly afraid of the strange girl who shows no fear, but at the same time they see no obvious threat. I won't... No one's gonna touch her. Ah. What we want with a little runt like that? Come on, little one, keep telling your lies. What were you saying? Love, friendship, that sort of drivel? She's a witch. Probably wants us to sell something. Some magic potions or herbs. Come on, show us. What do you have? What? No, I'm not selling anything. I just wanted to tell you how much you're missing. I mean, you're freer than anyone in the world, but you use this freedom to make life miserable for yourself and everyone else. Just think how much happier you could be. Amber keeps preaching. The demons listen, occasionally interrupting with laughter and obscene jokes. Finally, they grow bored and walk away. They left. They left. Do you think they understood anything? Well, if anyone in the world can convince a demon to repent, It's most certainly you. Thank you. But it's not about me. There is kindness in every creature, even in demons. They just forget about it for some time. You know, I was thinking, I tried sending prayers to the demon lords, and I tried talking to demons in the street, but one of the demon lords lives right here in the city, Nocticula, right? What if I tried to talk to her, not through prayer, but in person? You're going to meet her sooner or later, aren't you? Please take me with you. I'm sure if we meet face to face, like you and I are talking right now, I'll be able to convince her to stop being so mean. You'll take me to her, promise? Yes, I promise, little one. The wicked. The young elf girl is used to appealing to the better feelings of inveterate scoundrels and finding good in those who have long lost remains of their humanity. Now, she's preaching to those who, by their very nature, are utterly devoid of better feelings and humanity. Of course, there are isolated cases of demons switching sides, but to believe one can rehabilitate a demon with a few kind words, does this little creature not know that pride is also a sin? Arrange a meeting with Nocticula for Ember. Yes. Of course, after preaching to lowly demons in the street, the next logical step is to preach to a demon lord. Most lunatics never realize their delusional dreams, but the commander may very well arrange a meeting for Ember with Nocticula herself. It will be fascinating to see how that encounter turns out. Secrets of Creation. Yeah, it's going to take us a while.
That was easy.
These symbols inscribed on the wall belong to the language of the Titans, the first creations of the gods and themselves, the creators of the sinister demonads. Okay, interesting. So there's something that we can place in there. I mean, right now we can't. Oh, that's mildly buggy. That is most certainly mildly buggy. Let's get up there. Loot. Perfect. Please break it open.
A trivial task.
Cloak. Oh. Does it look good? What kind of cloak is that? A gold one, right? Where is it now? Oh, come on, game. Why are you not placing the items here where I can see them? Ah, there it is. Librarian's cloak. 10 competence bonus on use magic device skill checks. Increases the effective caster level by 4 when using scrolls. Ooh, and it's very fitting for golden armor. Well, hello there. I'm quite surprised how good this one looks. Yeah, this is fitting much better. The outfit. Nice. Should we even give her a cloak? Oh, yeah, okay, yes. Wonderful. Perfect. It looked like these rooftops can be used to bypass the guards and get to the streets above. Interesting. Well, we don't need to bypass the guards right now. I am not finished here in Undercity. But it's good to know that there is a secondary route that we can take. So, these are guards in hell. Well, they do look sinister, don't they? Can we talk to them? Senior isn't a mortal like you with celestial blood, scared to walk the streets of our glorious city? Your kind is rarely seen around here without a slave collar. The guard takes a close look at Arushale and flashes an interested grin. Your face is familiar. Have we met before? Suddenly recognition dawns on him. Arushale, is that it? Ah, they said you defected to the Crusaders, but I always said a rabbit bitch like you would never deal with goody-goody mortal scum. Welcome home. Al-Shinira's missed you and your wild escapades. Arushale purses her lips and turns away, not deigning to answer. Her face grows deathly pale and there is despair in her eyes. Who do you think I am? The demon gives you an appraising look. Nobody. You may have been a big deal in your world, but this is the abyss. If I haven't heard of you, then you're not famous enough to be of note. And if you keep bothering me, you will become my lunch. Yummy, yummy lunch. Nom, 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 nom. I know a great way to cook Asimars, stewing them in their own blood. I want to know more about the city. The demon sighs heavily. Ugh, the outsiders. Ugh. Nocticula commanded the guards to instruct our guests on local customs. We are a welcoming city, and happy to see you. Happy to meet you, exotic travelers. Anyway, here's a quick guide that will keep you alive in Oceanira. At all times, no matter what, you need to remember 4 things: who rules the land under your feet, what they have forbidden you to do, who you can draw your weapon against, and who you want to avoid offending at all costs. Seriously, you'd better be off impaling yourself on your own blade than going toe-to-toe with some of the denizens of this plane. Who runs things in the city? Nocticula, who else? But she's busy sitting in her palace looking pretty and couldn't care less about our business. This is why our sycophant, Shamira, mistress of the harem of ardent dreams, has the final word in the city's affairs. It's not like she cares what's happening either. She just singles someone out, accuses them of some misdeed, and sends them to stew in a cauldron of boiling filth. There's no real rhyme or reason to her behavior. She just does it to keep everyone in line, and, well, it works. Though her power isn't unlimited, there are others in the city whose word carries a great deal of weight. Take Hepsamira, for example. She has a great deal of influence despite being new here, not to mention a demon born of Baphomet. The city is her playground. Shamira is the only one she treats as an equal. Stuck up bitch. If I were you, I'd stay clear of Baphomets. Scheming jerks, a lot of them. Lady Vilexia in the upper city. She's like the leader of Aloshanira's elite. She is always gentle, speaks softly, never rips out anyone's throats in the streets. All in all, I've never met a more sinister and grim creature in my entire life. Mangale, the master of the battle bliss, also commands some authority. He's a psychopath, even by local standards. This one time he put on quite a show. He invited all the scum in the lower city to a free performance in the arena. Then he locked the gate and let loose a deep-sea monster in the stands and announced it would cost 10 eyeballs per demon to leave. What the fuck? Do you know Burgas? He used to have 4 eyes. Now he has 1. Such slaughter. Still makes me giddy with excitement. Among the succubi, Shivaro is in charge. She's an angry bitch, but she acts sweeter than the blood of a righteous man. Minago used to run the 10,000 delights until Chivaro found her way in. Must be quite a weasel, that one. Come to think of it, the city's chock full of bosses. Anywhere you have 2 demons, one will always be trying to crush the other under its boot. What are the local laws like? It's not like anyone in Alshuloshinira cares about laws, so we have almost none. Well, there are guards at the gate to keep riffraff out of the really nice places. Nocticula prohibits anyone from laying a finger on visitors from other planes. We're the trading hub of the Abyss, see? Everyone is welcome. Please come again. Thank you very much. But don't unclench your bowels just yet. All of the above applies only to the real movers and shakers. Some small fry are eaten or enslaved. The slave cages are crammed full of extraplanar gusts, huh? I want to go through. The demon sucks his teeth and replies, his voice tinged with lazy menace. No can do. This quarter is where decent people live. When they want to dismember someone, they can go down to the lower city. We're standing here, so they won't be bothered by riffraff that wants to dismember them. Believe me, you don't want to go there. The slave traders have magic collars that fasten themselves on the necks of chances such as yourself and drag them straight to the cages. Out of my way, scum. The demon seems to have shrunk and lost most of its bluster. I don't care what Nocticula says. I'd rather live to see another day. Come on, hurry on through while I just happen to be looking the other way. Well, we don't want to go to the middle city, so we still have business here. Oh, that was another exit of the Bad Luck Tavern, I see. What do we have here? Wait, what? It just popped up?
Yes.
Something popped up. Where? You heard it, right? Where? This one can go down. That doesn't help me very much. Where is the item? I mean, something just happened. The sound says there is something of interest here. But I can't see anything.
Follow if you dare.
That's odd.
Is that a trap?
Ah, maybe
It might
that.
be a trap.
Maybe. Those do we have? Beggars, blah, slaves. Beggars. You were told to count 100 coins, blah. Whoa. The heck is that? Is that the arena? Oh, hello there.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
That's some heady dope and no mistake. I feel like I could rip the head off anyone. Hey, you outsider, how about I rip your head off? Oh, the drunken demon. Yeah, that won't turn out very well for him. Oh, a composite longbow. Let's take a look at that one. Composite... no, wait, feral charge. Hello there. She already has a good bow. She also has a good bow. Magical acorn. Ah, there it is. 61. Deadeye. 86? What the heck? Okay. Well.
That was easy.
Signs on the wall indicate that a drug merchant can be found here. In the abyss, there are many poisons that can plunge mortals and even demons into nightmares. I'll say hello to the arena. How do I stop this?
I do what I must. Ha! A trivial task.
Owlcat, a handsome young man with tousled black hair, strolls casually toward the demon surgeon. O master of stitches, artist of the scalpel, and genius of the surgical profession, tell me, is your heart free? The young man has a glove puppet on his hand, a dragon made of rags. Oh, we met him. With the buttons for eyes, he raises it up and begins to ventricleize loudly. His voice is surprisingly deep. Also, do you have an hour of free time tonight? How about a romantic dinner? Watch in silence. No, I would not say that my heart is free. Right now, it contains 3 copper rods, 200 grams of enchanted quicksilver, and a fair dose of lamia liver extract. He pauses and gives the young man an appraising glance, but I could give you an hour or 2 of my time for something other than dinner. Has anyone ever told you that you have beautiful, smooth skin? I happen to be in need of some. The young man deftly steps aside to avoid the demon's outstretched claws. He jots something down in his notebook. Well, that was... what the fuck? Hello. A demon in a blood-spattered apron fussily shoves a few foul-looking chunks of flesh into his apron pockets. His fingers are fitted with horrible steel claws, and you hear the unpleasant sound of metal on metal as he slides them back one another like scissors. He looks up in your direction with an insane grin, and his voice makes your skin crawl. Are you one of the gladiators? Do you need a healer? Or are you here because you want to become more powerful? The demon glances briefly at Arushale. I remember you. You used to fight here. Always demanded that I restore your skin to its original smooth, unblemished state. Well, she really has an interesting past. And you always tried to get a discount or ran away without paying. Well, it looks to me like you have an entirely new face. What? It's an almost perfect replica of your old one. But something has changed, something imperceptible. Who performed such subtle artistry on you? How much did you pay? Arushale glances at you with an enigmatic smile. I really have changed, Stitcher. You cannot begin to fathom the price I've had to pay for the transformation, but it happened without the help of a scalpel. Can you make me stronger? The healer looks at you eagerly. Hear the shrill screech of metal against metal as he rubs his steel claws together. Ah, for 30,000 gold, I'll stitch you up into something better. Much, much better. Arushale gives you a worried glance. Please don't do that. By joining your flesh with the flesh of a creature from the abyss, you allow its corruption to taint you. I've seen them graft the body parts of demons onto mortals just for fun. The mortals could not withstand the wicked corruption, and their souls became evil. The demon grins and gives Ember an appraising glance. I can fix you two, give you new fingers. Would you like that, sweetie? The healer's beady little eyes glisten, and you hear the rasping sound of his knife-like fingers as he rubs them together impatiently. Ember shakes her head with an embarrassed smile. You are so kind and caring, but no, thank you. I don't need fingers. You should stitch them onto someone else. Please, will you give them to someone who really needs them? Are you sure? All right, fine. Oh, Mr. Mad Scientist, sir, let me offer myself up as a subject for your experimentation. Feel free to carve me up and stitch me back together as you see fit. The demon sizes you up and nods approvingly. You'll do nicely. The price is still the same, 30,000 gold. But we'll talk about that later. What happens if we do that? Let me quickly check what happens. Arena, healer, Pathfinder. What does him helping you be stronger actually do? Ah, you get an inherent +2 to number of things. But when your health drops below 20%, you basically start attacking the nearest creature until you die or combat is over. For caster, it's pretty bananas. For melee, it's a little dangerous. Ah, well, you're not going to do that. Interesting. No deal. The demon examines you with a sigh. He looks visibly disappointed. No shame. You could have made a magnificent... Never mind, though. Who are you? I'm the most important person in the Battle Bliss. I'm a healer, or as they call me, a stitcher. They drag those poor bleeding fools from the arena so I can stitch them back together piece by piece. And I do mean that quite literally, since most of them are in pieces by the time they get to me. At first I simply reattached the severed limbs of wounded fighters. Now, however, my methods are far more interesting. Someone from Nocticular's inner circle taught me the secrets of grafting flesh. By combining the flesh of different gladiators, I create the strongest, craftiest, most talented fighters. Oh yes, in these chambers invincible gladiators are born. I'm so close to achieving perfection. Soon my methods will produce better results than Nahindrian crystals. Nahindrian crystals? Nahindrian crystals are something of a legend here in Alushinira. Almost no one knows what they actually are, or how to get their hands on them. It all started with a few demons here in the city. These demons suddenly became very powerful in a very short period of time. The transformation happened almost overnight. According to the rumors, these demons received their incredible powers from Nahindrian crystals. Now, all of Alushinira is crazy for these crystals. They're all anyone talks about these days, and all the merchants know that if you call your goods Nahindrian, you can easily double the initial price of your wares. You're not a healer, you're a butcher. The healer smiles proudly. Oh, thank you for the compliment. I'm indeed quite proficient with an axe and a cleaver. And of course I'm very good with the thin blade that I use for the dissection of the jugular vein. You know, not every specimen turns out to be viable, and I've such a soft, tender and compassionate nature. I can't just bear to watch others suffer. Are we going to ask him... But I'm just a bit afraid that this will do something problematic. I could use the help of a healer. The demon dismisses you with a wave of his hand. I don't bother with regular wounds. They are not worthy of my craft. Just drink a potion and you'll be fine. Alrighty. Is there anything? Let's buy all of this. Anything else of interest? No. Okay. Zeklex, a stern but tired-looking tiefling, observes you politely. His clothes look expensive but tasteful. He's carrying a large bag, and every once in a while it moves and twitches as if something is inside. Welcome to the Battle Bliss Arena. My name is Zeklex, so I'm the arena steward. Mongole is the master of the arena, but I help him manage its affairs. You look like you're new here. Did you come to spectate the fights or to participate in them? A tiefling has a surprisingly open and honest face. After all these demons, he looks strangely normal. The tiefling looks you up and down with the calm professionalism of a person doing an unpleasant job with diligence. And during fights in the Battle Bliss, prayers and curses are uttered in equal measure, both on the battlefield itself and in the sands. Perhaps you'll be the one who shifts the balance toward prayer. Irmangaleth. I remember a demon called Irmangaleth. He was a vile, cunning murderer, and he had a way with words that was just as deadly as his skill in battle. There's a rustling sound from within the tiefling's bag, and an imp peeks his head out to look at you. He has large, drooping ears, and stares at you with his huge, unblinking eyes. Then, as if suddenly shy, he darts back into the bag and vanishes from sight. I'd like to talk to Irmangaleth. The imp pokes his head out of the bag in surprise. You seem to have aroused his curiosity. His sad, drooping ears perk up with excitement, and he stares at you with his big, round eyes. You wish to speak to Irmangaleth? I'm afraid that's impossible. Irmangaleth never communicates with anyone except his most trusted aides, and Gelderfang is under strict orders to kill anyone who tries to talk to his master without permission. Irmangaleth believes that minimizing his contact with the outside world will make the audience in the arena want him even more. I'd like to know more about you. The tiefling smiles wryly and addresses the imp in his bag. You see, Crow, this is why we worked so hard to climb the ranks. We wanted to be important, and now look. The stranger wants to know all about us. I guess that means we're finally a big deal. No, I'm just a curious person. Who are you? I'm the arena steward. My position is prestigious, but my success is hard-earned. My life has not been easy. I grew up on the streets of Alushinira. I was a street urchin, an orphan. I'm the result of an act of violence committed against a helpless slave woman. I've always been weak. I've always been surrounded by those who are bigger and stronger than me. All my life I've had to rely on my wits to survive. Out in the streets I scrounged around for food and tried to avoid becoming someone else's snack. Fortunately I had someone to look out for me. The tiefling takes a small piece of dried meat and holds it close to the bag. Quick as a flash, a scrawny paw darts from the bag and snatches up the thread. Oh, the treat. Crow has been my companion for a long time. He's also my partner in business. Together we saved up our money, one coin at a time. We made allies and sought out opportunities for advancement. We've worked hard to climb the ranks of society. In the beginning our goals were simpler. Never starve again, never live in poverty again, and never fear for our lives again. Trust me, these goals aren't easy to accomplish here in the Abyss. You have to be very influential in the city to achieve any of those things. But we've managed to make our goals a reality. In fact, we've been doing quite well for ourselves here in Alushinira. What's your role here? Irmangaleth is an artist, not a clerk. That's why I have so many responsibilities. I search for new fighters, I make the fight charts and arrange the fights so that the opponents are evenly matched, and of course I organize all of the matches. Unfortunately, my master has a habit of interfering with my work. He's been very involved lately, and as a result the fights have been terrible. The combat turns into meaningless carnage. There's no skill, no strategy involved, and of course no one wants to place bets on a fight like that. Everyone already knows who's going to win. They aren't fights. They're just public executions. That's also a form of entertainment, of course, but it's not what our audience wants. You don't look like you belong in the Abyss. The imp peeks out of the bag, and the tiefling grins as he pats his companion's tiny little head. And that's because I like to stay organized. When I was growing up, I made mental lists of all my possessions, my money, my enemies and allies, my schedule and my goals. I was weaker than everyone else, and these mental calculations helped me to survive. It was the only advantage I had, the only way that I could gain the upper hand, and keeping lists became a habit. I found that it disciplines the mind and keeps my thoughts organized. I'm an accountant by nature. and my ability to bring order to a place where chaos reigns has turned out to be a profitable skill. Who is that imp hiding in your bag? The tiefling smiles as the little creature peeks curiously out of the bag. It has big drooping ears, a small round face, and big round eyes that gaze at you curiously. This is Crow. He's my business partner. He also happens to be my familiar. I have no idea how we wound up in the abyss, but he's not had an easy time of it either. If our paths hadn't crossed, we'd both be dead by now. He's probably the only one I trust. Liam fidgets beneath your gaze and finally darts back down into the bag to hide. It is odd to see an imp, an infernal creature, here in the abyss. The fundamentally chaotic energy of this place must be repugnant to a creature born in the plane of order and evil. Your imp is an infernal creature. How has he managed to survive here in the abyss? Zaklex looks at you with respect. It's nice to meet a person who knows the difference between an imp and a quasit. Yes, Crow is a devil, though a lesser one. I have no idea how he ended up here, but at the time we met he was extremely unwell. Staying in the abyss is not much easier for him than staying underwater would be for a mortal, so that's how I spent the first real money I managed to earn here. On this fine, stolen-to-order bag. It's had magic symbols soon inside that make its interior bearable for Crow. I've no more questions. I'd like... No, oh no. That's a story for the next episode.